the next thing. At any rate, it's your man DJ Gatsby, I'm the host of the talk show with DJ Gatsby. We're here. Let's see this mic. We're here. That's not right. We're here to interview celebrated author Paula Woods. She's with E&H Publications out in California. That's Elvin Nelson Hayes. For those who don't know who she is, she's one of our many clients. She's going to be guesting on our show every Friday for the next couple of weeks. So let's get our guest on the line and find out where she's at. So let's see. In the meantime, I want to thank my guest yesterday, Vanessa Richardson Bagby, a great guest. I had a wonderful time, very interesting interview. We had a few problems with the audio, but again, it didn't change anything. We were able to complete the interview and got a lot of good information concerning her faith, experiences, strength, and hope following a horrific motorcycle accident with her son. So, and before that, I think that was on Wednesday, we had activists. Vanessa Green, and she's a Black Lives Matter member, co-founder of the Hudson Valley, New York chapter of Black Lives Matter. She came on. She's actually working out in California now. She has a 1-800 number called Call Black Line, which she's asking people of color who feel that they've been discriminated or disenfranchised in any way to contact her to give you information on who to call, where to go, and what to do. It's a self-help line, and we really giving our kudos out to Vanessa Green. Now, Paula, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, you there.
Yeah.
I see you signed in on the screen. That's Ferrari Anderson, your assistant. But she could have put your name so we know it's Paula Woods. But at any rate, Paula, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
Now, can you hear me?
Huh?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
No, hold on one second. All right. All right, so everybody, we're back. DJ Gatsby, the talk show with DJ Gatsby. My guest is celebrated author, hairstylist, and beautician to the stars out there in Cali, Miss Paula. Paula, welcome to the show. It's your official.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. I'm gonna need you to speak up a little bit or come closer to that, to your device so I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Is that better?
No, because I can't see you. You have to see yourself.
Oh, yes.
Whatever you see, that's what I see.
How about that?
You're great. You're great right there.
Okay.
You're great right there. But I just need you to speak up because, you know, you're using a device and we need to be able to hear you clearly.
Okay. I'm talking kind of loud, though.
Technical difficulties.
Having a little problem with the...
Listen, I understand the technical difficulties. You guys are using an iPad or a laptop or something like that. So take your time.
Right.
In the meantime, I'm going to talk about my guest that I had the last couple of weeks. Fantastic guest that came on to help me launch the show. We really got a lot of response and a lot of interest. Big shout out to Elvin Nelson Hayes, E&H Productions. She's the young lady that's working with you. That's perfect right there.
Right.
That's working with you in your upcoming book. What's the title of that book now, again, by the way?
The book is called Mama Don't Cry.
All right, Mama Don't Cry. We're going to talk about that book a little later on. But as we get started, just tell my viewers who you are, where you're from, and what is it that you do currently?
Well, I'm from San Francisco, California. As a matter of fact, the whole Bay Area.
Okay.
I've been all around the Bay Area. And I was a previous owner of a hair salon, and I'm retired right now. And I'm just writing, and that's it.
All right, so you said you San Francisco. You born and raised in San Francisco? Is that pretty much what you did?
I grew up in San Francisco, California. Yes, I did.
Okay. And you said you owned a hair salon. Tell us a bit about that, because a lot of girls grow up, they want to be a beautician, hair salon, makeup artist. How did you find your way into that profession to actually to own a hair salon? How did you navigate to that?
First of all, I was working a city job, and I'm the kind of person, I really can't take orders too well.
Oh, you're like me. You're a better boss than a worker.
Right. Exactly.
You're a better boss than a worker. Okay.
Exactly. So I decided that.
You know what? I'm gonna give you guys a minute to get it together. It's fine. It's fine with your camera. I don't know what Ferrari's doing there, but it's fine.
Okay.
That's great. All right. So you said you worked a regular 8-hour job.
City worker, right?
City worker.
For the school district, hospital, everything to do with the city.
Yeah.
And so I decided I didn't want to, like anybody, I wanted to be my own boss. So I went to cosmetology school and ended up, after that, working in some hair salons, and then I ended up getting my own business.
All right, so listen, going to cosmetology school, I know you skipped something in there. Going to cosmetology school, you still have to come out, you still have to work under somebody to get the confidence and the clients to start your own business. Now, but starting your own business, no matter what it is a huge undertaking.
Right.
Tell us about starting your own business, and how was it? Were you one of the first in your area? Did you have help from someone? You had a business plan you worked on. How did you actually, get that business started?
Well, let me see, how did I get it started? It's been like 25 years ago. Let me get back to that. I had a little money saved up.
Okay.
I just decided that I wanted to, go into the business. So I took the money that I had and I used that. And I had clients from the beauty school, the cosmetology school that wanted to follow me. And I started off with them. And it just grew.
Okay. All right, so you said you're in the business 25 years ago.
Yeah.
How was that? Being a young Black business owner, female business owner, there in San Francisco. How was that experience?
It was fun.
Okay.
It was fun. At that time, everybody was wearing the Jerry curls. You remember those?
I never had the Jerry curl. I just had the low fade with the waves. My hair never grew that long.
Well, back then, they were wearing the curls.
The ass curl, the Jerry curl. I get it.
Right. And I had a lot of fun, and I was my own boss, and I loved it. I did. I loved it. It was beautiful.
So you do that for a while.
Yeah.
And you're in the hair salon business now. After that, what do? You turn the business over to somebody. You close the business. You move on to other things. What happened there?
Right.
You just said, hey, I have other plans. I have other goals. I have other hopes and aspirations to achieve, and you set your focus on other things outside of that business.
Right, exactly.
All right. Well, listen, congratulations on doing that. A lot of people, have ideas to businesses and want to own a business. It takes a lot. You need to know what you're doing. You need to have that drive and determination. And
right.
You're working for yourself. You get out what you put in. So obviously you put in a lot of work, and you were very successful to be in business for 25 years, no matter what you do.
Right.
Is a great achievement and a testament to your dedication to your craft. Right. So now you leave that business.
Mm-hmm.
And when you leave that business, what do you do now? You retire. You go into another business. What do? You start writing? That's fine.
Writing. That's it. Something that I had always desired, other than doing the hair. I wanted to write.
All right. So now you started to write. So now you started to write. Now, is this your first book, Mama Don't Cry? Is this your first book?
Yes, it is. Actually, it is.
All right. Now, you said it took you a long time. As I talked to you before, we came on the air tonight. You said that you had been writing this book for quite some time. So you said you love to write. At what point do you say, all right, now it's time for me to become an author. Now it's time for me to write a book and get it published. So how did that thought process and decision come about?
After I retired, then I had time to do all those things that I wanted to do with the writing. You know, when I was working, running the business, I didn't have time to really get into the writing like I wanted to. I just wrote down, I would get, different like segments, and I would write it down, and I would get different feelings, and I would write those feelings down, and, things were happening all around kids with, a lot of shooting and killing was going on, and I would write things about that, and I just kept up notes, and then I decided to put them all together and just,
So when you say you're writing like that, some people call that journaling. You just write what's on your mind. You write whatever you're thinking about. You go back and look at it, and it brings you back to the perspective you had during that time. It takes you back to a place where you were mentally or spiritually when these things were going on. You mentioned a little bit about what you were journaling in. So what was going on? We mentioned, the Black community, Black on Black crime, police brutality, just things that happened in the Black community. Those basically were your talking points or other hot topics that you were journaling about, because as we transition to the book, those are the type of things you were mentioning. All right, so you retire, you're journaling, you're writing things down. You have aspirations of writing a book. When do you sit down and put all of these pieces together, come up with a title, and actually say, now it's time for me to put this book out, to birth this book, the public needs to read this. What year was that?
Actually, like over the time frame, the 25 years, I thought about doing it all that time, but I never had time to really do it.
Okay.
And to be able to publish a book and get it out, you have to go through a lot. Copyright, all that takes time and everything. So I was doing it in between times of what, other work that I was doing. So that's how I did that.
I'm gonna pose that question to you in a different way. At what point did you contact a publisher or someone in the book business to help you publish the book? Because at some point I know you're working with Elva Nelson Hayes. I don't know if she's the first person you approached. I don't know if she's the one who you were dealing with when the book came to completion. So, but at some point, you had to finish the book, and you had to find a publisher. So, how long ago was that? Because I just met Elva. I just spoke to Elva a couple of weeks ago, and she said, "Hey, I got this lady. Her name is Paula Wood. She's got a book that's coming out. You need to interview her on your TV show." So, when did you meet Elva and you guys discuss the book publishing?
Okay, I met Elva, I think about a couple of years ago, actually.
Okay.
And I was telling her that I had written a book and I was thinking about publishing it. And she informed me, she said, well, first thing you have to do, you have to get a copyright. She said, so why don't you, try to get it copyrighted and then get back to me. That was like 2 years ago.
Okay.
So after I got copyrighted, then I got in touch with Elva again. I looked her up on Facebook and I found her and I got in touch with her. And I read her book also. And so from there, it was a go. We just got together and we just finished, did the project.
All right, so you spoke to her, you met her a few years ago, you told her about your aspirations to become a published author, and she gave you some tips on what to do. All right, so now...
Yes, she did.
So now I understand your book is going to be released later this year. You're actually taking pre-orders for the Kindle version right now. The people can go online and pre-order the book now. All right, first of all, congratulations for that. Becoming a published author is not an easy thing. It takes some people longer than others to decide to write a book and even go about the process of getting it done. It seems like you took your time journaling your information, and at some point, you said, "Hey, this is a book. Let me put this story together, and I got a story to tell." All right, so you get the book done, and you bring it to Elba, and you guys decide to publish the book. The title is "Mama Don't Cry." I'd asked you that. I think we spoke before the interview now. How did you come about that title, Mama Don't Cry? Is it, what's the meaning?
The meaning of that is, after meeting and knowing so many mothers and grandmothers that had sons and grandsons and what have you, nephews, that were out in the streets, and they had devastating things to happen to them, getting shot, killed, all like that. And it was touching to me, and I just got a passion. I wanted to do something to make them feel better. And I would, like, when I would go home at night, I would carry that home with me. And I would wake up sometimes in the middle of the night, and it's like the higher power would give me like a message, say, write this down.
Okay.
And so this is what I would do the next day. And that happened to me several times. And I ended up with a whole book of messages. So I decided to put that all together, and that's how I got the book started.
All right, so you mentioned that as well. Now that's a very noble cause. That's a very keen observation about what's going on. Black mothers have been suffering, as I told you before. When their sons were dragged off the shores of Africa into slavery, put on a slave ship. Black mothers have been crying through slavery when their kids were ripped away from it, until modern day time. For people who've been around a few years, like us. This is not something new. This is something we live with, we were born into, and will be going on long after we've gone. What has been some of the reactions from people who've read your book? I mean, has anybody read it? You talked to family and friends about it? What is the reaction that you're an author now?
I got good reactions on the book. Everybody likes it. They think that it's a good book to get out for the public to read. It'll help some people, and I think it's good. It's pretty good. I've been getting good comments on it. Very good.
Now, as a public author, you have to travel. You have to promote the book. There's a lot of things you need to do in order to get that book out to the community, to people. Are you looking forward to that? I know it's the Corona era right now, but are you looking forward to the life of a writer? Book signings, book expos, book fairs, book events, things like that.
Well, yeah, I will. I'll do what I have to do to promote the book. But like you say, with this Corona going on right now, I'm not too apt to jump up and run too many places. But once this calms down, I would love to get out and travel and promote the book.
Well, you seem very passionate about it. As I talked to you before, it seems like something that you were destined to do. You lived a life, and you've got a story to tell.
Right, exactly.
And your topic is something that people need to hear about. I love the title, Mama Don't Cry. Like I said before, Mama's been crying. Mama's crying right now. I'm sure women can relate to that. Now, I didn't ask you that when I met you before, but with a title like that and the stories that you said you lived through, does this book hit home for you? Have you lost anybody close to you, to black on black crime or police brutality or any other violent demise that young black men, succumb to? I'm just wondering, is this personal? Is this an observation?
It's personal too. Yeah, I've lost some family members to black on black crime.
Yeah,
I definitely have. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Anyway, it's DJ Gatsby. It's a talk show with DJ Gatsby. We're here with new and upcoming author Dawn Woods. She's out in San Francisco, California. Her book, Mama Don't Cry, is basically about the struggles in the black community, black on black crime, and the things that mothers and families go through. Black men die for so many reasons. You blame it all on police brutality. You can't blame it on discrimination and racism, and then you can't blame it all on black crime. But it's refreshing to have someone write a book that confronts it and addresses it, in a way where we feel it when you start talking about moms, you start talking about mama and these women and these mothers that are left behind to mourn the loss of a black man, a black son, a black nephew. Black women are afraid for their sons right now, and black women are dying too. Black mothers are dying. They're not isolated from this pain and suffering.
That's true.
I think it's a noble cause. I think it's something that needs to be talked about more. Now, do you plan on writing a second book? Do you have a sequel? You got the writing bug now. You write one book, and fans and readers are going to be saying, Miss Woods, hey, we can't get enough. Do you have any plans for a second book or anything like that?
Yeah, I do. The second book is going to be my life.
Okay, your life.
Yes.
We have a story to tell. Some people can tell and some can't.
Real story to tell. I can't tell it right now but I am clairvoyant, and a lot of things that I learned throughout my lifetime that I experienced, I want to be able to tell that in my next book.
Listen, we need more books like that. People are still bugging me to write a book about myself, about my life story, or memoirs, as they call it, autobiographies. And there's always people around you who encourage it because they know you've been a lot. You've been an inspiration. You've been motivation. People looked up to you and admired you all your life for what you've done, and you don't really realize it until you sit back, which it seems like you have, and looked on your life, from where you were to what God has brought you to today, and everything that He's brought you through. So, kudos to you on your writing career, being a young black businesswoman, and just the perseverance to keep going. You're not done. You're not through. You have a lot of living to do. You have a lot to contribute. As I said before during the conversation, God's not finished with you or me yet, and it seems like you realize that, and you have a message and a gift to share with readers or people who just need to hear a voice of reason, or that somebody else understands what they're going through.
Exactly, and my short story that's in the book, you didn't mention that. Short story of inspiration.
Now you mentioned that. Now again, I didn't read the book, really not paperback yet. I have Kindle. I don't like reading Kindle books. I like reading paperback books, so I'm looking forward to getting a paperback copy, hopefully autographed from you.
Yeah, definitely.
When the paperback is released. But you had mentioned, you said there's a short story, a very powerful short story in that book.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we're not going to give away all the spoilers. We're not going to tell everybody everything. But the title of the book is Mama Don't Cry. It's written by Paula Woods, published by E&H Publications, Elvin Nelson Hayes Publishing. It's available on Amazon, on Kindle for pre-order right now. I don't have the exact release date, but you can follow Paula Woods. I know you're on Facebook. That's how I connected with you. And you can also find Elvin Nelson Hayes or E&H Publishing on Facebook as well.
Right. Definitely.
Listen, I'm glad to finally meet you. We did have an introduction online through Elva, which is an old friend of mine, and I'm glad we had a few minutes to talk to kind of get up to speed to help me prep for the interview. You did a great job.
Right.
It's something the camera loves you. You look very comfortable and relaxed. Promise me that you'll come back on, because once the book is out, and once the sales start, once the 5-star reviews start, and you get more comfortable talking about the book, I would love for you to come back on, because now you're going to get reaction from people.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm hoping you come back on, man. Yeah. Listen, this is a new career for you. It seems like something you're very comfortable with, and you have a message. You have a story to tell. You have gifts to share. And that's the most important thing about this business or this lifestyle. You're sharing wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You're dropping jewels, and they help young and old, men and women.
That's true.
And that's what we're here for, is to make the world a better place and share something we can. Again, it's DJ Gatsby, the talk show, man. Listen, I told you that 30 minutes was going to go fast. We're almost done. Very interesting combination. Listen, anything you want to say, anybody you want to thank or mention, other than Ferrari Anderson, your director, camera operator, your audio technician, your all-around assistant.
Give a shout out to my daughter Bridget for making it beautiful today.
All right.
And Ferrari for assisting me.
You did a great job too.
Yeah, thank you so much. And that's it.
Listen, I know you got a lot of people that you want to start naming everybody, but I do that to give people an opportunity to just mention whoever they want. But there's so many people you want to say something to or mention, and at some point it's just too many. Mention more. Also, I'm just going to give a big shout out to all your family, friends, and supporters. People who've been in your corner and been by your side throughout your life and supporting you till this day. That's just about it, man. I look forward to the book. Again, promising that you'll come back on. We'll talk again in the future. And everybody, don't forget, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, DJ Gatsby X. You can look for this show on Facebook Watch on your smart TV or device, Amazon Kindle device. You can also watch it on Instagram TV and YouTube TV as well. And you can look for Paula Woods on my website, who's who in AfricanAmericanLiterature.com. She's going to be one of our featured authors. She's also going to be featured on DJ Gatsby's Book Club as our book of the month for November. So make sure you check that book out, pre-order it at Amazon.com, and follow the lovely and talented, gracious Miss Paula Woods. Thank you so much. San Francisco is a better place with women like you there.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for having me too.
All right. So listen, peace. God bless you. And I look forward to talking to you again. And I look forward to that autographed copy of your book.
Thank you. You'll get it.
All right. Good night. God bless everybody. Don't forget to follow DJ Gatsby in the talk show every day, 7 days a week, 6:30 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook Watch, Instagram TV, and YouTube. Peace. God bless. Stay COVID free.
Thank you.